Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday, the 3rd of April 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 finished today up 0.6% to 7,223 points. That's the highest close in almost a month. ANZ, Westpac and Commonwealth Bank all ended the day up 1% or more. Wesfarmers was up nearly 2%, and Woodside Energy and Santos both jumped 2.7% on the back of higher oil prices. WiseTech Global and Goodman both finished more than 2% higher. The gold stocks tended to underperform, with market leader Newcrest down 2.2%, while the big iron ore miners also went backwards. Story number 2, commodity markets have been all about oil today, and anyone hoping for some relief at the bowser is going to be disappointed. OPEC Plus, the cartel of the largest oil-producing nations, announced a surprise cut in oil production of more than 1 million barrels a day. Previously, OPEC had said it would hold prices steady. Oil futures jumped sharply this morning. We talk about how we all feel about higher oil prices at the petrol bowser, but the impact is far, far greater. Higher oil prices are inflationary, and central banks have said they're going to keep hiking rates until they've killed off inflation. So this is bad news for those hoping global central banks might soon start cutting rates. It's also likely to trigger tension between the US and the world's biggest producer, Saudi Arabia. Already the Biden administration has come out and said the cuts are ill-advised. Story number 3, as always, plenty of corporate news around today. Coles has agreed to acquire 2 automated milk processing facilities, one in Victoria and one in New South Wales, for around $105 million as it looks to shore up supplies of milk. Sonic Healthcare has agreed to buy Diagnosticum Group of laboratories in Germany for around $300 million. The Star Entertainment Group lost the chief executive of its flagship Sydney casino. Scott Wharton resigned today, having had the job for just 8 months. He was both CEO and head of transformation at Sydney Casino. Not a good look for the gaming group, just as the company is trying to show it can reform its operations. And Lake Resources said its direct lithium extraction technology, provided by partner Lilac Solutions, has produced lithium carbonate purity grades greater than 99.8% at its testing facility in Canada. Now, the processing plant remains at the demonstration stage, and Lithium Explorer says it's in the process of evaluating project timelines and capital costs, but 99.8%, that's pretty good. The announcement was enough to send Lake Resources' share price up 9% today, easily the best of the top 200. Story number 4, the repercussions for the Liberal Party continue from the disastrous Aston by-election over the weekend, when the opposition became the first in 100 years to lose the by-election to a sitting government. Former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, who isn't a stranger to criticising his former party, yesterday said it's clear the Liberal Party needs to move back to the centre. But that's difficult for Peter Dutton because of his reputation as a hard right culture warrior. The topic is sure to get a good run on Wednesday when the party room meets in Canberra to discuss its position on the Voice referendum. And story number 5, a jump in demand for new houses alongside slowing supply is set to crunch the housing and rental market even more, with a housing shortfall of more than 100,000 homes expected over the next 5 years. The outlook from the National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation is much more dire than 12 months ago, and says housing affordability and supply are likely to remain more challenging for some time. On the demand side, you have a surge in immigration since borders reopened, with net migration forecast to increase by 268,000 up until 2024. There's also expected to be a big jump in new household formations that's outside of migration. On the flip side, you have rising interest rates and construction costs dampening supply. Putting all that together, there's likely to be a shortage of around 106,000 dwellings over the 5 years to 2027. Of course, this is happening against the backdrop of rate rises from the Reserve Bank and opposition to the federal government's $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 3rd of April, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.